Welcome, exhausted parents. Look, if you're tuning into this explainer, I already know exactly how you're feeling right now. You're running on fumes, you're touched out, and honestly, you might be hiding in the pantry right now just to get 2 uninterrupted minutes of peace. You're probably dreading the moment that clock creeps toward the evening hours. Well, take a deep breath. Today, I'm putting on my coach's hat. We are going to completely dismantle and end that nightly bedtime struggle that's been draining the joy right out of your home. Let's dive in and reclaim your evenings, once and for all. Picture this for a second. It's 8:12 p.m. in a Japanese household. The lights are off. A 4-year-old is lying under a soft futon on the floor. Her eyes are closed, her breathing is super slow, and she's already been asleep for 2 whole minutes. There was zero begging, no bargaining, no asking for a 5th glass of water, no checking under the bed for monsters, no screaming, and definitely no parent lying on the floor faking sleep until the kid finally gives up. Within 12 minutes, she was out cold. Now, picture your house tonight. It's 9:45 p.m. Your kid has been going to bed for 90 agonizing minutes. The light is wrong, the door is too open. Wait, no, it's too closed. They are totally wired, and you're just utterly exhausted. So the million-dollar question here is, how exactly does Japan put children to sleep in just minutes, while we over in the West are fighting an absolute war every single night? First off, your exhaustion is incredibly valid. You aren't actually doing something terribly wrong at the exact moment you tuck them in, you're just missing a foundational playbook. The answer to this whole thing relies on just one biological rule. And the really fascinating part, it doesn't actually start at bedtime. It starts literally 5 hours earlier. To really get this, we need a massive paradigm shift. Most Western parents think bedtime itself is the problem. So what do we naturally do? We try to fix bedtime. We buy those heavy blackout curtains. We download those expensive white noise apps. We try the Ferber method, co-sleeping, elaborate sticker charts, and we read just countless books on sleep training. And yet, none of it works consistently. Why? Because bedtime is not the problem. Bedtime is just the symptom. By the time your kid is fighting sleep at 9 p.m., the real problem actually happened hours ago. I want you to let this realization wash over you and just give you a massive wave of relief. You are not fighting your child tonight. You are fighting their entire afternoon. Between 4 and 6 p.m., your child's nervous system was loaded with so much stimulation that by nightfall, their brain physically cannot shut down. It's a total sensory overload. Japanese parents understood this biological fact long before any modern sleep study came along to confirm it. They don't try to fix bedtime, they fix the hours leading up to it. To understand why this works, let's compare 2 totally different approaches to the evening. The deeply flawed Western approach is what we can call the switch. The child is turned on all day long, right? Running, playing, watching screens, snacking on sugar, just constantly stimulated. Then, at 8 p.m., we just try to flip the switch to off and expect them to instantly sleep. But guys, you can't run a motor at full speed and expect it to just completely stop the exact second you turn the key. Human brains simply don't work that way. Japanese parents, on the other hand, treat bedtime like the sunset. The light doesn't just snap off, it dims, slowly, gently, over hours. By the time the sky is dark, that biological transition has already seamlessly happened. This biologically aligned sunset method actually has a name. It's called Yoru Noji, which translates perfectly to preparing for night. Now, this isn't just some quick 15-minute routine you just rush through before pajamas. Like the translation suggests, it's an overarching afternoon to evening philosophy. Its entire purpose is to slowly wind down a child's nervous system over a period of 4 to 5 hours. So by the time they finally lie down, sleep isn't a fight anymore. It's a physical relief. Let's actually walk through what this energy transition looks like in a typical Japanese household. So at 4 p.m., outdoor play ends. There are no more loud hyper games. The energy actively shifts from outward to inward. At 5 p.m., a slow, warm bath begins. Then around 6 p.m., the family eats a calm dinner. No TV in the background, no scrolling on phones, just quiet conversation and warm, simple food that slowly settles the digestive system. By 7 p.m., the house gently goes dim to trigger those natural sleep hormones. And finally, at 7:30, the sleep ritual begins. The child's body is already entirely prepped. Sleep comes in minutes because the whole gentle evening basically set the stage. Now, as your coach, I gotta tell you this. You don't need to pack up all your stuff and move to Japan. You don't need to sleep on a futon on the floor. And you absolutely do not need to overhaul your entire life. What you need is a new game plan. And the best part is, you can implement this winning philosophy starting tonight. We're gonna take the real essence of Yoru Noji and apply it directly to your home. All right, here is your actionable, clear-cut plan. It boils down to 3 specific steps. Step 1, screens off by 5 p.m.
Step 2, a warm bath right between 5 and 6 p.m. And Step 3, dim the lights after dinner. That's literally it. These 3 steps are your new playbook. They cost absolutely nothing, they take 0 extra time out of your already busy schedule, and most importantly, they directly target human physiology to practically force your child's brain into a state of rest.
Now, the magic number here is 3. Why? Because 3 hours is the exact amount of time that blue light from tablets, phones, televisions completely suppresses your child's melatonin production after they're exposed to it. Think about that. That means if you aren't careful, even a little bit of screen time is sabotaging your entire night 3 full hours before it even begins. Let's just do the math on that suppression for a second. If your child is watching a screen at 7 p.m., their brain is chemically incapable of producing sleep hormones until 10 p.m. Let that sink in. You aren't fighting your stubborn child at 8:30 p.m., you're fighting the iPad they were watching during dinner. Turn the screens off by 5 p.m. Replace them with quiet play, drawing, building with blocks, puzzles, or just looking at books. You have to remove that chemical barrier to sleep. Next up is that warm bath between 5 and 6 p.m. Now, in Japan, this isn't just a quick scrub to get the dirt off right before bed. It's a 15 to 20-minute slow soak. And the science behind this is honestly a brilliant biological hack. See, warm water raises the body's core temperature. When the child gets out, their body naturally begins to cool down. And that subsequent core cooling, that is actually one of the strongest natural sleep signals the human body can possibly produce. If your kid absolutely hates baths, honestly, even soaking their feet in a warm basin works. Warm the body, let it cool, and the brain will follow right along. Finally, we bring the sunset indoors by dimming the lights. Right around 7 p.m., turn off those bright overhead lights. Swap them out for small lamps, soft floor lighting, or even night lights. Just let your house get gradually darker over that last hour. This visually mimics a natural sunset. It directly signals your child's pineal gland to take the wheel and begin pumping out melatonin all on its own. You just set the environment, and your child's body is going to do the rest of the heavy lifting for you. Okay, now for a realistic pep talk on what you should expect, because I definitely want you prepared for this. When you cut those screens at 5 p.m., your child is going to resist. Expect 2 to 3 days of pushback, whining, and complaining. But hold the line, because by day 4, the asking stops entirely. Their little bodies will start adjusting to the new rhythm. And by day 7, parents consistently report that their agonizing 90-minute battle transforms into a peaceful 12-minute transition. Massive, life-changing relief is literally just 1 week away. Now, if doing all 3 steps feels like way too much right now, I'm giving you one single, incredibly powerful homework assignment. Start tonight with just the screens. Out of the entire playbook, yes, this is the hardest rule to enforce, but it is without a doubt the absolute most powerful one to implement. Just give it 3 days. Shut them off at 5 p.m. and just observe how the energy in your house shifts. Which brings us to our final, ultimate question for you. Are you ready to trust the quiet and welcome home your evenings? You've got the biological playbook now. You know that bedtime is a sunset, not a switch. Start preparing your child's nervous system in the afternoon and just watch how beautifully they transition into the night. Be patient, be present, and go reclaim your evenings. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.